For a long time, the idea of making my own bread interested me, but I had never given the process enough thought, time, or effort. I had friends who made bread. It seemed like such an honest and humble skill to have, but I thought it just wasn't going to be something I'd be very good at. We had spent some time over several weeks visiting a friend overseas and enjoyed watching and especially eating the sourdough bread she made every few days. I remember watching the whole process, asking questions and being impressed with the seemingly effortless way she made it happen. It was just such a simple thing, but so satisfying, not to mention delicious. I imagined it was something that was beyond me, not in my wheelhouse, too technical, too time-consuming, too difficult. I do enjoy following recipes, but often find more pleasure from just making it all up. However, when it came to sourdough, I knew I had to follow a formula to get results, which isn't something that I naturally gravitate towards. But my curiosity got the better of me, so after putting it off for weeks and weeks, I found a recipe for growing the starter and then just Googled beginner sourdough.
Okay, that's enough. Okay, put it in water. And then I just have to squish it and then you can do the salt.
At this particular time in history, it seemed everyone in the entire world was learning how to bake sourdough, so it did feel a little intimidating and confusing. There are just so many different YouTube videos to sift through, but I did find one I liked, and I went for it. I've now been making sourdough bread for nearly a year, using the same starter from when I began. I'm guilty of neglecting that starter, also having to fridge it whilst we've been away for weeks at a time. Yet it still lives on. I often think, this looks so sad, I'll never revive it. But discarding most of it, especially the tasty looking scum from the top, adding flour and water, and within 48 hours it looks amazing again. It's a miracle. I have found it so rewarding. Each loaf is different. Some are dense and heavy, some have so many holes in them, some have beautifully risen and they look like something I'd pay for at the farmer's market. And I feel such pride that I persisted and I didn't give up. Thankfully, my husband will eat it no matter what form it takes. The kids have learnt to love it too. Turns out sourdough crust is brilliant for a teething 9-month-old, so it always gets eaten in our house. After 6 months of sticking to my beginner recipe, I was keen to change things up, see how I could improve and learn more about the fermentation process and what was actually happening beneath all that flour and water. I found a really helpful recipe to follow that wasn't too technical, but it did give some really good knowledge and tips on how to get better results. I am certainly still learning, and there have been some very interesting attempts. Mostly I've just discovered that I enjoy it so much. It came as a surprise to me, but I enjoy having to measure out to the gram, get stuck in with the elbow grease. It's a form of therapy. I'm always so impatient to see what each loaf will look like when I cut into it for the first time. It's a little thrill. And it turns out, if I can do it with my propensity for more of a throw it all in and see what happens kind of approach to cooking, then I reckon anyone can do it.